one of the things, and this goes back to when I was a teenager, and we had a pastor at Zion. His name was Reverend Jesse Cook. And Reverend Cook was a big man in stature, but he had a way with young people. And he organized, we had a club, I hate to say club, it was an organized by Reverend Cook called the Top Teen Club. But anyway, Reverend Cook was uh, one that had started along with uh, at the same time rather with Frank Sexton and Booney Christian. Those are the only two names that I can remember. But anyway, they had started kind of sitting in the lunch counters at McClellan's and around the square in Marietta. And Reverend Cook had started taking the small children to the park up on the square where they had a park. They had swings and little things for small children to ride, but black children were not allowed on those swings and everything. And all the teenagers just loved Reverend Cook because he took such an interest in teenagers, young folks, and I had to have been. He baptized me in 1955, so I had to have been 9. So Reverend Cook was probably at Zion from the time from somewhere around 1954, 55. But at any rate, just all of a sudden, just Reverend Cook wasn't there. Reverend Cook wasn't preaching. Reverend Cook wasn't attending any of the top teen events. And we didn't know what happened to Reverend Cook. We couldn't understand it as young people. And my mama, it seemed like there was a hush around whatever was going on with him. And mama told me, she said, Reverend Cook won't be coming back to Zion because the white people, the white establishments, didn't like Reverend Cook because he was a troublemaker, and that the bankers and the business people around the square in Marietta had told the Zion officiates that if they didn't get rid of Reverend Cook, they didn't get rid of Reverend Cook, they were going to call in the note on Zion.
So
And
basically, the white community leaders and the bank, the white bank officials threatened the church and told the church that they need to get rid of this black pastor because they didn't like him. They felt like he was a troublemaker because
mm-hmm,
basically he was pro-black.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And so they said, if y'all don't get rid of this pastor, then we're going to pull back the note. In other words, we're going to find a way to make this church go into foreclosure and things of that nature.
Yeah, call it. I think Mama used the term. They were gonna call in the note on Zion, which means the same thing that you're saying, but that's the term she used, and that's why Reverend they had to get rid of Reverend Cook.
Hmm. Wow.